This is Providence Television International, the game changer.
Welcome to the newspaper analysis on Providence Television International. I am Ugbebo Ikekwa. To analyze the papers, I have with me in the studio the CEO, Providence Television International, Dr. Emmanuel Egariva. You're welcome to the studio.
Yes, honestly, it's always so nice to be here. I've been away for quite some while. I was caught in the web of some other activities for the benefit of the station. But I was particularly enthralled by viewers across the globe, really. Some of them wrote in, some called personally. There's this gentleman. I was particularly interested in what he was saying. And he is Thompson Osarume from Lisbon in Portugal. Okay. And he says that our station has become a toast of many viewers back in the Portuguese capital. I was particularly glad about that. And Thompson, I want to thank you very much. In fact, he went on to say that he will be in Nigeria right about September or something, and he'll be paying a visit to the station. So that's a nice one, really. And so I thank you, Thompson Osarume. Thank you very much indeed. Always writing. Call in. Yes, I'm free to receive all calls. So back to you.
Well, before we go into analyzing the papers, the CEO has something for us.
Well, today is the 22nd of July, and we must look at a day such as this in our national life. I readily remember that our great hero, the one and only Chief Anthony Enahoro, was born on this day, on the 22nd of July, 1923. Chief Anthony Enahoro, CFR, a great man, a great son of Edo State, a great son of Nigeria, a great son of Africa. He had a very good education. He went to King's College, by the way, King's College, Lagos. Editor of the Southern Nigeria Defender. That paper was floated by Nnamdi Azikiwe. And he became the editor at the age of 21, the youngest we have had in this country. So all wrapped up into one person. He was a journalist, he was a politician, he was a statesman, he was a nationalist, he was an orator. In fact, only a few days ago, I saw a clip of him at the commissioning of the Western Nigerian television station, which was put together by Chief Obafemi Awolowo in Ibadan. He was the first person to speak. In fact, he introduced Chief Obafemi Awolowo on that occasion back in 1959. So that is Chief Anthony Enahoro for you. It should have been 102 today, really, but he died on December 10, 2010, at the age of 87. But he lived well. He lived a very good life. We are very proud of him. I'm particularly proud of him. And in fact, we're going to start a program very soon. We call it Behold Our Heroes Past. Okay. He will be one of them. We keep bringing ideas for the benefit of our viewers. So, but I'm sure that, yes, we can give kudos to him. This is a posthumous birthday, really, but it doesn't matter. He's one person that will continue to dance on the stage of our memories.
Okay, and just before we go into the analysis, do you think that we can have the types of Anthony Enahoro in our political arena anymore?
That's the thing that pains me. I mean, these guys, Obafemi Awolowo and Enahoro, Zik, Aminu Kano, they all left with what they had in their heads. They left. Those vestiges of nationalism, they are no longer there. And that makes policies of today quite different from what we used to have. We're going to talk about them in the course of time, really, to show to all our viewers that this country was a much better country in terms of human resources and potentials. We'll talk about them, obviously.
All right. On Thursday this week, there is this proposed strike that's supposed to come up by the medical doctors of Nigeria in a move to avert that. Let's see what the front page of the Punch newspaper is saying. Federal government has suspended the recent circular issued by the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission reviewing the allowances of medical and dental officers in the Federal Public Service. Do you think this is going to do any good?
Well, at least the strike action has been averted.
Mm.
Well, that's to the glory of God. I was thinking that, yes, before now, that should not have even arisen. But the NMA has called off the strike for now. The federal government has intervened. That's a good story. It's good news for us. Otherwise, there will be a serious dilemma in the health sector. I mean, people will be dying and all of that. So, but it has been averted. But the underlying issues are still there. Namely, staff allowances, doctors, particularly the allowances. And I'm sure they're also talking about infrastructure. Yes. I would want them to even talk more about infrastructure because, I mean, look at it now, for instance, all our top-notch politicians, they travel out of this country when they have issues that have to do with their health. So they should have been talking about it. And I'm sure that they will be talking about it. It's an umbrella kind of thing. But those who work in the medical profession, particularly doctors, must also have bread on their table for their families. So I support this whole idea of telling government that, look, we want our salaries to be improved upon because the economy is a bit harsh on virtually everybody. But government has listened. But let's see how it proceeds from there.
Okay.
Will it be something that is dead on arrival, for instance? So I'm very happy about this, and I'm sure that the doctors will be happy, at least temporarily.
Some individuals are of the opinion that based on the oaths that the doctors take, life should come first. They should consider life first, because it seems this issue of continuous strikes by doctors on a yearly basis, they are overlooking that angle of the oath they took as regards life. It is now all about money. I
have a lot of friends, a lot of cousins who are doctors, and they will tell you readily, I mean, in response to what you have just said, that doctors must stay alive to keep other people alive, you know, that kind of thing. They should also want to be alive. They don't want to die just to save somebody else. I mean, it's not even possible anyway. Right. So, yes, they are aware of that oath, but they should also be alive. Okay? You realize that the doctors of this generation are different in the sense that they have been, most of them were born into a society that some of them are less than 40, for instance, and they never could know that this was once a very wonderful country. I mean, my father worked, for instance, in the hospital system all through his life, and never a day did doctors go on strike, you know, when I was growing up. Never. It was not possible. I mean, it was unheard of. But gradually, we got to realize that doctors could go on strike and all of that. I mean, we saw in this country at the time, policemen even went on strike.
Yes.
It happened. Going back into history, it happened once.
Yes.
Okay. So all kinds of workers go on strike these days, and this is terribly wrong. I mean, so we must look at work ethics. We must look at relationship between government and workers. And we must be able to up our game, I mean, in terms of workers' allowances and things like that.
Yeah, workers' allowances, you think that's part of the reasons for the brain drain as regards the health sector, especially with doctors?
Especially with doctors. I mean, we have computer analysts who are going outside of this country. We have engineers, we have accountants. They're all living. We have nurses. In fact, Britain now has been over-bloated by Nigerian nurses. So they are thinking of bringing down the number and all of that. Funny enough, I mean, this will shock you. When our top people go to Europe and elsewhere, they are treated by Nigerian doctors. Yes, most of them are treated by Nigerian doctors. In other words, we don't have issues with human resource. We have issues with infrastructure. Yes, in spite of the poor state of our infrastructure, we are still producing doctors. Okay, and when they travel out, most of them, I can tell you, 90% of them will not want to come back. Okay, which is a tragedy. In its own way. But these are some of the issues I think we should be looking at. What do they call it? The Japa syndrome?
Yes,
it's still with us. It's still with us. We carried the story the other day that 35% of the workforce in the industries have all left. 35% or more, they have left this country. It's a shame, really.
Well, real shame. Another trending issue. If you, most people, when they want to discuss talking about infrastructure, some people will come out to tell you stomach infrastructure, food insecurity, all arising from the lack of food production. Let us look at the front page still of the Punch newspapers, where we have Red Cross warns of food insecurity in northeast Nigeria. Let us just have an excerpt of that news story. The Red Cross, the International Committee of the Red Cross, warns that over 3 6.7 million Nigerians in conflict-hit northeast Nigeria face food insecurity.
Well, Red Cross, highly respectable organization. I mean, they don't blab, for instance. They say the way it is. But I'm surprised that they are just talking about the Northeast. What of the Middle Belt?
Exactly.
For instance, which is also a hot spot. And that's the food basket of this country, really. Most of the farmers have been driven away by insurgents and all kinds of non-state actors. But they have raised an alarm. Over 3 million people.
Yes, 3.7.
3.7, close to 4 million people. And they are not talking as if they are talking from the position of ignorance. Okay? The International Red Cross, Committee of the Red Cross, knows exactly where the shoe pinches, for instance. And I'm happy that they have raised an alarm now for government to know that there is an emergency. I mean, we have said it quite often on this station that government needs to declare state of emergency on food insecurity. Okay, because a nation that cannot feed itself cannot be sovereign. It cannot be said that such a nation is a sovereign nation. Food security first. Okay, so we must urge. I mean, that's our duty on this station, to urge government to address the situation properly. But in tackling the situation, look at it now. We must also address the issue of banditry.
Exactly.
Yes, because once you remove the issue of banditry, the farmers will go back to work. Okay? I don't know. I mean, we are entering the ember months now. Christmas is just around the corner. Food prices, I just pray that food prices will still be within the reach of the common people. Otherwise, as Obasanjo said some time ago, we are sitting on the keg of gunpowder. Yeah.
Well, sitting on the keg of gunpowder, it will look like so many issues are rising in Nigeria. One of the issues that has really become seriously worrying is Catholic priests being targeted by insurgents. Let's go to the Vanguard front page. Catholic bishop commends DSS and army for rescuing kidnapped priests. We'll just take a little highlight as regards that story. Catholic Bishop of Maiduguri Diocese has lauded the Department of State Services, DSS, and the Nigerian Army for successfully rescuing Reverend Father Alphonsus Afina, who was kidnapped on June 1st by Boko Haram insurgents.
You can tie this story up to the International Red Cross story. They're talking about the Northeast. Maiduguri, for instance, is there.
Yes.
Yeah. You're talking of food insecurity. You're also talking about kidnapping of priests. I don't know, really. I don't know what priests have done to kidnappers or to bandits. Maybe suddenly they have become soft targets, just like children, because usually they are meek. Catholic priests are trained to be meek, easygoing. They can be forceful in their utterances, in condemning evil, but usually a Catholic priest is trained to carry himself properly. Yes, without hurting a fly, so to speak. But many have gone under because of activities of these non-state actors. I mean, the other day, for instance, in the northern parts of Edo State, we had some incidents all over the country. Yes, either kidnapped or just taken out. And sometimes, even after paying the ransom. And it just shows that these people, well, you can't say that bandits have the fear of God, because if they do, they won't go into such things.
Of course.
But it's amazing that they are attacking men of God, not just priests. Even some Pentecostal pastors, they have been kidnapped and all of that. So, but, this is a sore point for our national life. It's a sore point because the reason is, once you take out priests, people find it difficult to go to church. They become more vulnerable. In fact, even if they are not, they feel that they are vulnerable. If the priest can be taken away, what of the sheep? When the shepherd is gone, the sheep will scatter all over the place. So that's the thing. But I think that the Bishops' Conference must talk openly about this. I've said it. In fact, I discussed with a lot of priests, and they agree with me. There must be a day of national mourning for priests. I mean, all priests should wear black, and march on certain institutions. Okay? Yes, it's as bad as that. The faithful can also join. that will send some message down the line that you can't be taking out priests, for goodness sake. I mean, you know how long it takes to train a priest.
Yes.
All right? I mean, these are guys who go through all kinds of pains, all kinds of denial to become priests. And they lead the faithful. 8 years to train a priest.
Yes.
In fact, in the case of the Jesuits, it even takes about 12 years.
12 years, that's true.
Okay? So you can imagine what it is. You take out a priest, innocent priest, for instance. It's an anomaly of the highest order. It's terrible. And the empathy is not coming from Catholics alone. I think it's a general thing that you can't be killing these people. Wanton destruction of lives. It is unheard of. And government must look seriously into this. Yes.
And do you think there's a religious undertone to this?
No, I just want to talk about that. I mean, we must give kudos to the Please, let's repeat that again. Let's see that caption again.
Yes,
Catholic Bishop commends DSS and Army for rescuing kidnapped priests. This is a good one, for instance. It gladdens my heart because I guess for once the Catholic Bishop of Maiduguri Diocese is having to praise the DSS and Army for rescuing the young man. And I'm sure this must also, on two opposite ends, for instance, this must also gladden the heart of Bishop Kuka. He's in Sokoto. Sokoto is to the left. Maiduguri is to the right. Okay, but they are not working on cross purposes. I mean, obviously, the whole church, talking of the Catholic Church in Nigeria, should be very glad about this. I hope that they can just increase the tempo. Yeah, they've done very well, and I think I must give my personal appreciation to the Army and the DSS. They've done very well, because that's a hot spot, really. It's a very hot spot. So kudos to them.
Our next story will center on the power sector. And I know that, yes, most of you will heave a sigh as it, we're still talking about power sector. Let us go down and see what the front page of The Guardian is telling us. Electricity tariff imbalance triggers fresh issues in subsidy and inefficiency. We'll just take a little highlight as regards that story. Nigeria's power sector is once again at the crossroads as new tariff orders and the federal government's failure to pay electricity subsidies has prompted indications that the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission are charging Band A customers above reflective levels.
I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous because, I mean, Band A, for instance, is supposed to be for big companies, manufacturing companies and all of that. And yet you are increasing the tariff for them. That is why, for instance, there are job cuts nearly every day in the manufacturing sector. Okay? And I just ask myself, what kind of electricity structure do we have in Nigeria? It has become jinxed over time. Nobody seems to have any solution. But I was discussing with a classmate of mine the other day who was a big officer in PACN and said, look, the solution to this is you must do proper privatization, just like the communication sector, for instance. They are still running a monopoly. In the true sense of it, they are still running a monopoly. And the thing was so badly done that there was public outcry in many quarters that, these guys, they gave this business to cronies to run. You remember? Yes. We are still on the spot. We have not moved away from the spot. In fact, we are taking one step forward and 10 backwards. Because we can't be talking about power outages in the 21st century. And yet, on the one hand, we are talking about industrialization. No, it's not possible. I mean, it's even a mockery of the whole thing. You know, I will tell you something that happened in my area the other day.
Okay.
The officers from the electricity body came. They removed something from the transformer. Okay. What was their reason? That people were owing in the area, and then you put everybody into darkness. You go after the people who are owing. Say no, they are overwhelmed. If you're overwhelmed, take more staff. I mean, it just didn't make sense to me. It was absolutely illogical. And I asked one or two people, what are the people using prepaid?
Okay.
Prepaid. Yes. You put everybody into darkness for 4 days. 4 good days. People were running helter-skelter looking for water because they couldn't use their boreholes, for instance. In this country, I mean, it was such an absurdity. So I'm saying that if there's any one area, apart from security, really, let's be serious, security, food shortages, the next one must be power sector.
Exactly.
Let us address it forward. Let us remove this jinx from the system. It is jinxed. Because we were talking about it in the days of Obasanjo, for instance.
Yes, I remember you mentioned something in one of our programs, I think Thoughts and Visions.
Yes.
And this issue about power came up. And you said that you actually cited a station, as a power station, where some of the infrastructure still carry the logo ECN.
Yes, the one at Sapele Road here.
Okay.
In fact, this will shock you. When I was the chief press secretary in those days, there was a problem. And we had to go and see what, I mean, the whole of Benin was in darkness.
Okay.
And Governor Yegunde, I remember, had to visit the place. I mean, as the chief executive of the state. I was in the team, naturally.
Okay.
And out of curiosity, I was looking around and I saw the emblem, ECN. ECN was in operation even before I was born. It was still there. I mean, this is not, I mean, for goodness sake, it's laughable, but it's very ridiculous.
It's an anomaly.
Yes. And again, because of our own incredulity, our unwillingness to believe anything. But that is believable.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right. ECN on, there's a small label. They pasted it to one of the structures there. I saw it.
In Nigeria.
Present in Nigeria. I'm talking of 1992. You can imagine from 1992 to now. I don't know if they have changed all those things. But in 1992, they were still talking about ECN. Yes, I saw it. I saw it. Okay? So, but they have also said that, yes, part of the problem is dilapidated infrastructure. Why don't you change infrastructure if that is the problem? Exactly. Look at the issue of dams. Dams collapsing. Yes. We had dams collapse how many times? Last year, I think about 6 times.
There were about 6 or so. About 6 or 5
about
times.
6 times. Yes. Dam collapse.
And one of them could have been avoided.
Yes. Even all.
Yes.
Because money was earmarked for operational costs, for damages and things like that. But they refused. They refused. And so, in any case, these are mechanical devices. Yes. They collapsed, and the whole issue was still with us. So I must say that, yes, if there's only one outside, as I said, outside electricity, or rather, outside security and food, the next one should be electricity. What's keeping our boys away, for instance? Security, electricity problem is one of them.
Okay.
It's one of them.
Just before we go to the next story on the softer side, what do you think about the PHCN using generators in the offices?
They use candles.
We can go to the next story.
They use candles. You have not heard about it. They use candles sometimes. Not even generator. They use candles. I mean, we have seen it in this. In any case, what have we not seen in this country? What have we not seen?
Only in Nigeria.
Look, this happened in Benin a few years ago at Ring Road.
Yes.
A fire engine was going to put out fire somewhere in the GRA. It caught fire. And the whole thing was burnt beyond recognition. At Ring Road, everybody saw. Yes, a fire engine. It could not rescue itself. Yeah, and we're going on a mission, an operation, to go and put out lights somewhere. And we have even seen situations where we've run out of water or whatever.
Yeah.
In this country. What have we not seen in this country? Tell me.
Well, for as long as the PSCN offices will continue to use candles and generators, we pray God help us all. And so we moved on to the Sun newspapers, where we have the story: 5,000 PDP members defect to the ADC in Niger State. Let's throw a little light to that story. Over 5,000 People's Democratic Party members from across the 25 local government areas in Niger State have defected to the African Democratic Congress.
Well, it's a season of defections, obviously. People are moving across borderlines, and you can't stop them. What can stop them is the issue of political correctness and also morality. For instance, I mean, in some state, the chief executive decomes from a party and he moves everybody along. I mean, some of these things are just, they are strange, beyond reason, really. You cannot explain them. 5,000, you will hear tomorrow that 5,000 again have moved from one party to APC and all of that. So it's terrible. It's terrible. But my worry, I mean, talking about ADC really, is becoming the major opposition now because PDP obviously has gone down. Okay. 5,000. Let's see that caption again. 5,000 PDP, right?
Yeah, yes, PDP.
Good.
PDP moving to 5,000 People's Democratic member. That's the Sun. Yes,
good. The Sun. 5,000 PDP member. They fell to ADC.
Yes.
Right. We are told. I mean, that's the story from the Sun. We are told that they are moving to ADC rather than APC. Okay. I mean, until now they will have been moving to APC anyway. But it seems to me that they have another alternative or whatever it is. So, but my worry for ADC is, yes, it's become the major opposition now.
Yes.
But let's wait for the time when they will pick their presidential candidate.
Exactly.
That is when you're going to have real issues. Not now. I mean, they're just it's just theatrics. All that we are saying. Okay, theatrics and grandstanding. Really. Let's wait because there are so many people who are eyeing the candidate position of the party. I don't want to mention them, but we know them in due course.
Okay.
But the issue of ego will come in. The issue of, who is more acceptable and all that stuff, they will come in. And then, like some APC people are projecting, they will do themselves in. Except there is some level of maturity. But do you have maturity in Nigerian politics?
Yeah, very, very, very
question.
Very, very serious question. Now, from the ambits of the law, just before we round up, from the ambits of the law, this issue of an individual who defects from this party, maybe he got, he was able to become a senator through Party A, and he now moves to Party B. Is he supposed to retain that position as a senator?
Yeah, but the law is very clear on it, but in Nigeria, we are dealing with law, we are dealing with morality. Okay? I mean, if you are defecting, for instance, although the escape route, I'll tell you this, is that, they are defecting because their party is having issues. The party is divided and all of that. What of a party that's not even divided? Okay. You are still living at the same time. Okay? So, but my worry is, why don't you tell the people that voted into power that these are some of the reasons that you are leaving? People voted you into that position, either as a senator or House of Assembly or whatever. They voted you in there. So they are stakeholders in your tenure. Right? They are major stakeholders. But you abandon them midstream and you jump into another party. I mean, people have often said that people are jumping to one party now or the other because of local. Yes. Bread and butter. And they also believe that once you jump into the other party, you are sure of your position when it comes to re-election and all that. I mean, these are issues that shouldn't arise at all. 2027 is still a far distance from here. People are already positioning themselves, leaving the issue of connectivity with their constituents. They are leaving all that behind. In fact, this will also shock you. Most of our people in Abuja, they don't have functional offices, what they call constituency offices. They don't have functioning. They could be there, big signboard and all of that, but not functioning. Because you see, the constituency office is there for you to liaise with your constituents. If they have problems, they go there. You must have people on ground who are working for you. That's what it is. In all climes, that's what it is. But what do you find in this place? In this country, what do you find? Some don't even have at all. And I'm sure the law says that you must have a specific number of people who should be on ground. Even at the local government level, they should be on ground to work in the interest of the constituents.
Exactly.
Right? But many questions, few answers.
We would have really loved to go on and on with the newspaper analysis. But then, like we always say, time is not our friend. But just before we go, the CEO has a parting shot.
What's my parting shot today? I want to plead with people, let us be vigilant. Let us be security conscious. You want to go into your house and you see people loitering around. Be careful. All right? Because men of the underworld, they work in close proximity with some people in the neighborhoods. So we must be vigilant, okay? And the police are your friend anyway. Always report such cases, although people will say, oh, no, you are going to the police. Will the police help you? But do the needful. If you see suspected movements, report to the police, because the police will do their work, whether we like it or not. So that's my take for today.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for coming to the studio. And for you that are out there, thank you so much. Like I would always tell you, do not forget to tell your friends and family about Providence Television International. Thanks for watching. Please stay tuned.